Hi, welcome to Hardy Classics, and I'm back. Just a little video to tell you what we've been up to recently. For those who follow us on the channel, and for those who don't follow us on the channel, please like, share and subscribe, because it really does help. And I'm surprised at how many people actually watch my videos and don't subscribe. It's mad. I was in a petrol station recently down Peterborough way, and a guy came to us. He said, "Oh, watch your videos, blah 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 blah." And I said, "Oh, did you subscribe to the channel?" He goes, "No, I just watch your videos." Said he didn't even know how to subscribe. So if you're watching it, like I say, please subscribe. So where am I at and what am I been up to? Well, I'm in my happy place at the minute, because I'm sitting inside a 1980 Ford A series, and boy have I had some stick for this Ford A series, because I said I was going to chop this little fire engine in half, and I intend to do that. But before I do that, I just want to show you inside the cab, and she's lovely, isn't she? Look, all the little switches, she's got all the microphones, the sirens, everything. There's a really low mileage as well, with it being a fire appliance. But the reason I bought it is, when I was a young fella, I had one of these. Well, not a fire engine, but I had an A series, and I loved that truck. I absolutely loved it. Bought it for my business at the time, AH Landscapes, and used it when I was building my house, and met my wife. And I thought to myself, one day I'll buy another A series to relive my youth. And this one came along, but it didn't come along as a pickup. It came along as a fire emergency tender, and it comes complete. If I can lift this side with all the bits and bobs, there's absolutely full of stuff in here. It's actually a bit like a mobile museum. So I did a video on it, told everybody that I was going to chop it in half. I mean, it sounds brutal, but all you're doing is taking the back body off and cutting the chassis. And the reason I was cutting the chassis was because I wanted to put a recovery body on, and it's too short. So we cut the chassis, put about 6 foot in the middle, extend it, and then build the body. But I was going to keep it in fire brigade livery with the blue lights and all the bits and bobs on. So really it would still be a fire brigade truck, and I just thought it was more useful to me as that, you know. If I put a drop side body on like the one I had, would I use it? Possibly not. But in recovery, guys, I think I would. And then people will be saying, well, you've got a recovery truck. Yeah, I've got a recovery truck, but this is a 6-ton recovery truck, so we'll be able to carry a little bit heavier thing. So I'd be able to carry stuff on the back, like that old Morris over there, the Thames, put a trailer on the back, and take 2 or 3 things to a show at the same time. So you would A, see the fire truck, and B, see what I had on the back. But the amount of stick I've had is unreal. I've had emails saying, you know, you can't cut that in half, it's sacrilege, it's ridiculous, it's people like you that are spoiling the classic car movement. What a load of crap. Honestly, what a load of crap. This is a message to you out there. If you think by cutting a vehicle in half and changing the body type on, in any way, shape or form, you know, spoiling the classic car movement, what you should have done was stood next to us in an auction and put your hand up and bought it, instead of making your mouth go on the keyboard. I've offered the back body and all the contents. Anybody wants to come along and buy them, if they're so concerned, buy them and do what you want with them, you know. But as for people sending, and there's 1 or 2 some nasty emails as well. As for that, Howie, get a life. Do you know what I mean? It's a truck. You know what I mean? It's going to get shown. So as far as I'm concerned, that's where we are with that one. Anyway, what else has been happening? Oh, right. Well, I said I'd never ever buy another one of these. Although I've had a bit of success with them, I just thought, well, the bubbles burst. And there it is, another bubble car. Another little Heinkel. And I like the Heinkels. I have had probably half a dozen. I've had a Zetas, I've had all sorts of bubble cars. And they are a bit on the down at the minute. This one was actually a show winner at one stage. Just wants a bit of love. Come from an old guy. Same old story, people get old, you can't keep them all. And we've got this one. Needs to go in the workshops. It's a few bits and bobs for it, but it's not in bad condition at all. The last one we sold to a guy, I think he was going to tow behind his camper van. Not a bad idea really, because they're nice and light, aren't they? So there's another rare bird that we just picked up. It's Vauxhall Royale. This was picked up in rather sad circumstances. A couple of years ago I had a car show, 3 years ago wasn't it? Young lad approached us, can I put my ice cream van on your show failed? Yeah, no problem, and he was a classic car enthusiast. Came down, I think he did alright, I think he sold out of ice cream to be fair. Didn't hear anything else from him for a couple of years, and then got a message from his widow that he passed away. And was I interested in any of the cars? Well, I knew he had this lovely Vauxhall Royale and one or two other bits and bobs. So we bought this, and it's lovely. We haven't put it through the workshops yet. Look at the velour trim in there. Honestly, straight out the 1980s, isn't it? Automatic. It's all there. I mean, I haven't seen many Royales. I've seen the Monza, which is a carpet on your door cards. A variant of it. 2-door. Complete with top trumps. In the back, bless him. It's only a young fellow when he passed away, to be fair. But the good thing is, his car, once we get it in the workshops and have it up and running nice, will be passed on to somebody, hopefully, an enthusiast who'll take it further and look after it. Because let's face it, all of us, doesn't matter who you are or what you've got, we've only got the length of it. I always say that, and it's true. But yeah, it's a nice thing. It's solid as a rock underneath. It'll be coming up for sale shortly, or if you watch this video and you fancy it, come and have a look at it before we put it through the workshops. But nice lump of car. Probably you know, aimed at, I don't know, Rover SDI, something like that would be its competitor, along them lines, but a lot rarer than an SDI. Then this little car, the Riley, we've had this one quite a few years. We've had it in our little storage container, and we've brought it down here to the workshop. Well, not the workshop, it is a workshop, but it's not the main workshop. We brought it down here. Everybody said, oh, pre-war cars are out of style, out of fashion, blah 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 blah. British 30s, 40s sports cars, they never go out of fashion, to be fair. Good cars always sell, and this there's no exception with this little Riley. I'm sure when we do start a restoration on it, which we will do, it'll be a nice thing. It's had a fortune spent on it, to be fair, already, and I don't know how far we'll go with it. I don't know whether we'll just get it up and running nicely, starting and stopping, and sell it to the next man, or we might go the full hog and strip it down and repaint it. I always advise against that. As I always say, it's a silly thing to do financially. You far better pay a little bit more and get one that somebody's blown the brains out on, basically. And that's what we have with a lot of our cars. A lot of our cars, people have spent an awful lot of money on, and I try and buy them if I can, like that, where somebody's restored it and they've spent thousands on it, and you couldn't rebuild it for that price. But other times I fall into the trap what most people fall into, and they just fall in love with the car, and I like this one, so that's that. Because look at it, it is a gorgeous little car. And the thing about this little car is, I'm a biggish chap, well, I'm pretty big. I've got plenty of room when I'm in it. These seats go back even further than this, and the steering wheel doesn't seem to cut you in half. These little Brooklyn screens are nice, aren't they? I just think either get it up and running and sort of leave it the way it is and just, you don't care if it gets wet, or you go the whole hog with it. But there you have it. There's a bit of a summary of what we've been up to in the last couple of weeks.